Once again, I haven't uploaded anything for quite a while because I suck. So I'll be honest, I have been struggling a little bit recently with a couple of things, aka stress. I just don't do very well with it. I don't like it. It's not good. But today I thought, I'll put some effort into my makeup. I'll try and look a bit nice. And I'm going to try and film a video. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even sure if people are bothered about watching this kind of thing anymore. But obviously if you've clicked on the video then you are. So great. I'm going to talk about the piercings that I've got / had. And then maybe some that I'm thinking about getting in the future and just things like that, The first piercings that I ever got were my first lobe piercings, obviously just these little guys here. I think I got them when I was 9 years old. From memory, I think I was in either year 3 or maybe year 4 when I got them, and it was one of them where I'd just been asking my mum like for ages, like just pestering her constantly, saying that I wanted to get them done. So for my birthday I was allowed to get them done. Being young, I went to Claire's to get them done, which meant that they fell out in my sleep and I had to get them done again. And then one of them, oh no wait, backtrack, I was in PE in school, and normally they just used to let you put plasters over your ears, but my teacher was a bitch and she made me take them out. So I took them out and they closed up. So I went and got them done again, and then this time I was like, I'm gonna wear plasters, like stop it. But yeah, when I was in bed one night, one of them just fell out, so ends up getting that one pierced again. So these ones in the front, I've had a hard time. It was a lot of scar tissue. They ended up being more painful than they should have been, but it's just a lobe piercing, like doesn't really hurt, it's fine. I then got my second lobe piercings I think when I was 13. Now these did hurt a little bit more, obviously just because it's further up your ear, it's a bit flabby, and it's quite possibly gone through scar tissue. Like I'm not 100% sure, but it's quite possible. Again, these fine. They didn't really take that long to heal, lobe piercings. I wouldn't say it was 6 weeks though, I'd say it's more like 8 or 10. But obviously if you're looking after them then you don't have to worry about it. Then I got my third lobe piercings. God, I think I got them when I was 17, I think. Because I'm sure it was when I just started work and me and my dad had gone on a day out to Cheshire Oaks. Again, there was a Claire's, so I got them done. Yeah, I think it was those ones that I got done next. Maybe it was my cartilage I got done, I don't know. So they were very, very close time frames. I think all the rest of them were when I was 17, basically, so it's not too, far. But yeah, again, that one hurt a little bit more. It was more sort of like burny after I had them done. But to be honest, like, it's completely fine. It's just like, like when you fall over and you scrape your knee and it's that kind of like stingy burny sensation, like that's literally it. It's fine. And I think all of my lobe piercings, I think when I first got them done it only cost like £15, which is like nothing. But obviously as I've got older and prices have changed, I think it was about £40 for the last ones. But what can you do? The cartilage piercing here, I did actually get both sides done. If you've been watching my videos for a while, or if you know me in person, you will have known that I did have both sides done. But again, I got them in Claire's. And using a gun anyway is never a good idea. Obviously it's quicker, but it's an awful idea. So as you can probably imagine, I shattered my cartilage, and this one just never ever healed. It was always hurting me. It was like, it wasn't good. So after a year I ended up just taking it out. I was like, nah. I was like, I did that to myself. It's coming out and that's the end of it. Luckily this one did actually heal, and I'd say it's like completely fine now. But if you are thinking about getting a piercing, please go to an actual piercing place. Like, don't go to Claire's. It's an awful idea. That one's fine now. It is a lot better. I'm not sure how I'll be able to see, but all of my piercings have got the exact same jewellery in them, including my nose piercing. They've all got the exact same, and I find that I have no problems with them whatsoever because there's no back. So there's no sort of, nothing gets caught, no hair gets caught on it, and they don't need to sort of be like taken out and cleaned like I used to find with earrings that had butterfly backs. I used to have to be cleaning them all the time, whereas these are fine. I've never had any problems with them, and you can just leave them in and forget about them. That's it for my ears. I then got my nose pierced again. That was when I was 17, but I think it was like a month before I turned 18, so not too bad. Again, this time I did go to a piercing place, but I made a bad decision. When I was going there, they said that you could choose to get a normal piercing or an Inverness piercing. So I was like, okay, well, you know, what's an Inverness piercing? Like, I've never heard of it before. And it's basically where it literally just goes in. It's just a straight line of a piercing. It just goes in your nose. And it's, again, very forceful. So with my nose piercing, I had a ton of problems. It didn't hurt that much, but I think about 4 days later was the first time that it fell out, and putting it back in, I fainted. So that's great, and it had only been out about 10 minutes. It wasn't like a huge amount of time. Then about a week later, I was sat downstairs with my mum, and it was quite late, and I'd had a panic attack. I don't know if it was because of work. I think that's like why it was so late. I think I'd like tried to go to bed and then ended up having a panic attack, you know, the whole shebang. But about half an hour into it, my mum just went, "Chloe," and I was like, "Yes," and she was like, "Your nose." And I'm like, oh, wait, what about it? Thinking like, is it bleeding or something? And then as I went like that, I was like, oh shit. So that fell out. I ended up looking for it, trying to put it back in, and again, I was like nearly passing out and stuff. For the life of me, couldn't get it back in. I was trying to get my mum to help me, and it would not go in. And it was one of them where it was like, I've already tried so hard, because obviously I had to sleep with a plaster on it every single night because it could just fall out. So I ended up getting a frozen baby carrot and holding it. Ow. Ow. I ended up getting a frozen baby carrot and holding it on the inside of my nose for like 5 minutes. And then having to hold my nostril out like this so that it didn't hurt, like the septum type of bit. Hold my nostril out and get my mum to just force it in, which was not nice. Like it hurt really bad. So that was great, and I basically just had to keep plasters on my nose like the majority of a day for it to actually stay in. It was always really, really dry. It still is quite dry, to be honest, and it's been like, what, 4 years? And I always used to get loads of lumps by it. So I'd just say that if you're going to get your nose pierced, get it done with a needle. Don't get an Inverness piercing, no matter what anybody says. Don't do it. The last piercing that I had was my lip piercing, which was just here. It didn't last a very long time. I had always wanted to get it done. I was always thinking about it, and I don't think it was this time last year. I think it's probably just over a year. It's probably like August last year or something. I was in town with one of my friends, and she was saying, you know what, is there anything that you want to do? And I was like, I really want to get my lip pierced. I was like, I keep putting it off, and I know that I really want to go and get it done. So I went to Design for Life in Liverpool. That's where I got my elephant tattoo, which is the one tattoo that I haven't had any problems with. I may do a video about tattoos at some point because I've not had the best of luck with them either. But yeah, I went there and I just said, is anybody available to do a lip piercing? And they said, yeah, that's fine. Signed everything and all that. I went down, got it done, and that was the first time I'd had a piercing with a proper needle, and obviously your lip is quite thick. So, you know, it wasn't the worst pain I've ever felt, but it wasn't pleasant, I think, just because it was so thick. But you know, what can you do? It was fine, you know, he was really nice, and I said to him, you know, if I cry, it's not your fault. Luckily I didn't cry, it was fine. But yeah, that was fine. The only thing was that anytime that you'd like swallow or talk or anything, it was like so noticeable. Like it felt like huge, and it felt like anytime you swallowed that you were literally just gonna like ingest it. It was the strangest feeling ever. And obviously when it came to eating or even just talking or kissing or anything like that, it was like so in the way. The only reason I actually don't have my lip piercing, because I did really like it, I thought it suited me, was because on New Year's Eve I had been drinking a fair amount, been playing a bit of beer pong, you know, that kind of stuff, and I just noticed that, well, I didn't even notice, again my mum noticed, that the top of it had just came off. So it was like I had the back pushing through, but there was nothing to secure it on the other end. So we were looking everywhere for it, I was looking everywhere trying to find my spare piece of jewellery, and I couldn't find anything anywhere, and I thought, again, I can't sleep with it in because it's dangerous. Like if that comes out, I'm literally gonna like choke on it. So I ended up just taking it out and just calling it a day. But to be honest, that one never really healed properly either. Like didn't matter what I did, it just wouldn't heal. And I think that's just like my body. Like I'm just not very good at healing. Those are all the piercings that I've had / that I have. I do want to get more ear piercings. I want to get another cartilage piercing on this side, maybe a daith on this side, who knows. And I don't really have like much here, so I'm just like trying to think of something that would look nice. I don't even know. I just don't know. I may do a video addressing tattoos and how to find the right artist and a good artist and all that shebang. If you do have any other questions about piercings, then please feel free to leave them below. I know that all my piercings tend to be like here up, so the pain wise is like fine. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, week, month, year, life, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!